One. 5 of 7 with 2 touchdowns that Bob spoke of on the 3rd and goal. Remember that. That was 3rd and goal after a very, very long delay. Remember on the sack of Moon when they called him in the grass? And good news for the Steelers, we've located Bubby Brister, and he's back on the sidelines. And they'll need a good second half. Now, Pittsburgh had some creativity, didn't they, on offense? They had that touchdown drive that was a beauty with 2 Lewis Lips reverses and some great play calling.
They start the 3rd quarter, they're going against the wind. So, again, they're going to have to be creative. You can't just heave the ball up into the wind. They got to think about the reverses.
It looked as though at the end of the half we were setting up for a Zendejas field goal, but instead Warren Moon did them one better as he ended up with the touchdown pass. Second half underway. It's Woodson. Gets away from Eugene Seal. 40. And out over the 40 to the 43-yard line. 53 Eugene Seal tried to get him, but couldn't way back. And once he got to the sideline, Tracy Eaton chases him out. They've been trying all day to kick the ball away from Woodson.
Did you see what Pittsburgh did? They had Woodson at about the 25-yard line, so they couldn't sky the kick and avoid kicking it to Woodson. So Pittsburgh starts with excellent field position.
Indefinitely their most important half of football now this season, as they have gotten back into the AFC Central Division race, but they need a win today. And here comes the rookie Worley, and he's got a lot of room. All the way down to the Houston 20-yard line. '37-yard run by Tim Worley.
Jim, this is a simple power sweep executed perfectly by the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a split back. You see both guards pull. Rienstra 79 pulls up into the hole. Long gets the kick out. Rienstra still blocking. 37-yard pickup. I think they got Houston before they got used to the cold out here.
Longest run of Worley's young NFL career. Lips in motion, but it's Hoge who has their touchdown, and he gets inside the 20 down to the 17-yard line.
Now you have the Pittsburgh offense where the field is cleared, and the Steeler defense where there's still snow on the turf.
So the guy was fast, as we showed you, but he couldn't get it all done. Steelers, they started at the 32-yard line after the Rozier fumble. They ended with a field goal. Punt, touchdown, punt, end of the half. So early they did it in the first quarter. Oilers fumble, 2 punts, 2 touchdowns, both 3rd down touchdown passes by Moon. It is 2nd down and 8. Steelers send Worley out in motion. Flag goes down now before the play can run off.
You had 2 men move. Worley and the guard moved at the same time.
Good call. Oh boy, when the mic went on, Bubby Brister was talking. Actually not talking, yelling.
79, false start.
Rienstra is nailed for it.
Yeah, but you know, I think if you look back at that offense, it appeared to me that the offensive line was up in a preset. Their hand was not on the ground. If that's the case, then the offensive, yeah, see, his hand is up. He can do that. He can do that. Oh, he does move. He does move. Ben Dreith was absolutely correct. His hand was down, and once you put that hand down, you can't pick it up.
2nd down and 13 now at the 22-yard line.
This is a pass.
Worley comes out of the backfield in motion. Look out for Johnny Meads, and he gets in for the 2nd time today. He gets Brister way back at the 30-yard line. He was like a train on the loose there.
He beat John Jackson, the young offensive lineman playing left tackle. See the left-hand side? Watch Meads will jump inside the block. And he just grabs the leg of Bubby Brister and drags him down, and Pittsburgh's going the wrong direction here. Watch Meads again, right side. Comes right at his leg.
So, Bob, it was 2nd down and 8, then the penalty, then the sack. It's now 3rd and 21. Johnny Meads, 2nd sack of the day. Out of the lineup right now as they're into their dime situation, and Bubby Brister must call a timeout.
Timeout.
He landed on his elbow. You see him rubbing his elbow. He hit rather hard, too.
12:30 to go here in the third quarter. We'll be right back to Pittsburgh. Houston 14-10 over the Steelers. 12.5 left to go, third quarter. Chuck Noll's team came out moving, and we'll be back to see if they can continue the move right after this timeout. Donovan and Bob Trumpy after the Pittsburgh timeout. Third down and 21 is what Bubby Brister is looking at, and he wanted to go to the sideline.
Yeah, well, when you're 3rd and 21, you want your coach to call the play. There's not a lot to choose from here. Now, Houston has 7 defensive backs, 3 defensive linemen, and 1 linebacker. Bears there, 51 in the middle.
Brister has 4 wide receivers and 1 back, and right now they're having trouble lining up. Merril Hoge is getting set up. There's only 2 on the play clock. They get it off. The pitch shovel goes to Hoge, and he's down to the 20-yard line. Well shy of the first down, but we'll call on Gary Anderson right now for the Steelers to report out there and try and get them to within 1 point. With 12:15 left to go, the snow again flying here at Three River Stadium. It's been on and off all day.
The most important part of a field goal attempt in this weather is the snap. It's by Brian Blankenship. He's lined up at the 27. It'll be about a 44-yard field goal.
38, they're going to say. 38-yard field goal. Up and good. Gary Anderson on they're going to officially mark it a 37-yard field goal. There is a flag down on the play. Offside, Houston. Now, do you take the points off the board or leave them up there?
Knowing the conservative nature of Chuck Noll, they'll keep the points.
And be within 1. It's 14-13 right now.
And line up in the neutral zone. They decline the penalty. 3 points.
The field goal is good by Anderson. Chuck Noll Steelers cash in on their first possession of the second half. 11:50 to go in the third quarter, and the Oilers lead by 1. Left the store, Bob, in that outfit. They said, you're taking a fashion risk, but you're well dressed for the weather today.
I don't know. That may be Elvis Presley underneath all of that stuff. One of Jerry Glanville's favorite people. Look at the yards rushing.
They kick it on the ground. Running up is Bob Morosco, the tight end, the rookie out of Penn State. And Morosco carries out to the 40-yard line, and we have a scuffle going right now. Down at the 40-yard line, but they break clean and walk away from it. Now that yards rushing statistic, there you see it.
Big factor. Worley got 37 on that last carry. We got a penalty here against Houston.
3 on Houston. 10 yards, first down.
It's on Eugene Seal. You heard the 3. He said 53. Eugene Seal. Now the Steeler defense is, and again, the special teams coach, Richard Smith, barking at Seal. Remember earlier, he went after Tracy Johnson when he fumbled that ball. The Houston offense comes out to a roaring crowd against them in a 1-point game. Lorenzo White carries out over the 35 to maybe the 36-yard line. David Little is in on the tackle along with the free safety Thomas Everett.
Now, Houston can afford to be very patient here. Most important thing is protect that football. They did a good job at the end of the first half of converting the third downs, going for the short stuff underneath. And I think White, we haven't seen Rozier since the first series, and he's not hurt. He just fumbled. So it looks like the responsibility is going to be Lorenzo White for the rest of the day.
He'll get it again, and a first down, and a lot more. Out to the midfield stripe. First down, Oilers. Great block up front, and he gets through.
David Little makes the tackle, a 15-yard pickup. You very seldom see Houston run traps or anything. This is just a straight-ahead blocking. Munchak on Gerald Williams. The center Pennison gets David Little. And then Little comes back to assist on the tackle with Greg Lloyd, but 15 yards down the field.
And the snow picks up, and White's rushing numbers do too. 56 yards now. First and 10, the ball right at the midfield stripe. Gibbons in motion. 2 wide receivers in the game. Jeffries is the other. Steelers jump. This time it's Gerald Williams. As the Oilers carry the ball, David Little wraps up Lorenzo White along with Willis, but I think you're going to get 98 Gerald Williams across the line.
Yeah, well, obviously it worked so good for Kansas City against Houston last week. They decided to put it in their game plan. You can't trust centers.
Line up in the neutral zone. 5 yards, first down.
You can't trust centers. They'll twitch over the ball. They'll flex their forearm, and nose tackles just dive across that line of scrimmage.
Gee, on that graphic right there that you saw, that number 2 penalties on Houston. Remember, that's a big improvement over last week when they had the 16.
There were 20 called, and 16 were accepted by Kansas City.
The ball is now marked at the 45-yard line. They take the penalty. 10 minutes to go now. Third quarter, 14-13 Oilers. First and 5. Back to Lorenzo White. Tries to take it outside, and a bad decision. Willis and Williams are there, along with Brian Hinkle.
Running backs run with their eyes, and especially on bad footing, you really don't want a running back to bounce outside. You prefer he bounce inside, because that's where most of the protection is. Here's Pennison, the center, almost the same blocking scheme. This time 98 Gerald Williams goes down the line. He's there to assist with Willis and Hinkle for the tackle. Second down now and 8.
So they lose 3 on that play. 4 wide receivers in the game. 1 back. That's Highsmith. As Bruce Matthews checks back with Moon to check on the count. Quick delivery. Defender Woodruff slipped and had bad footing as the catch is made by Curtis Duncan, and he goes into the Oiler bench.
Here's where the offense has a tremendous advantage. You can see where the spot is. It doesn't look like it's enough for the first down, but the defense is going to be very gingerly when they try to stop. Duncan just runs the hitch pattern. Woodruff way off. Looks like the proper spot, and it brings up third down and very short for Houston.
Just a couple of inches now. 9:11 left to go in the quarter. Highsmith will be the lone back, and they have 4 wide receivers on third down and less than 1.
Quarterback sneak.
That's a safe call.
Fumble.
But that's not safe, because I don't know if he had control of it the second time. He lost it. The Steelers say they have it. No call from the official yet. Let's wait.
It looked like when Warren Moon set his feet back, Pittsburgh's got it. At least they're motioning that way.
Greg Lloyd is out of the pack with the ball. But is Ben Bryce saying that Moon was down and had possession? Let's check and see. Yes,
Pittsburgh ball. It looked like, Jim, it looked like when Warren Moon set his feet back, the ball forward, he just did not have a hold of the football.
And there I go and say quarterback sneak, safe call. Nothing safe on this kind of field.
Watch when he sets his feet back. I think he just pulls his hands out, and the ball is loose. Going through the Steelers' legs. Looks like Greg Lloyd is in there diving.
I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks like rugby right there.
Yes, it does. A scrum. Pittsburgh recovers it. Watch when he puts his feet back. Yeah, see, he never gets the football. And it is loose.
Brister gives to Worley. Worley cuts and just gets a couple of yards out over the 40 to the 41-yard line. Thayers trips him down and makes the tackle on the play. Bubba McDowell helps out. Remember, Pittsburgh recovered all those fumbles in the game that you covered last week down in Miami, and they do it again today.
Houston has only allowed 1 running back this season over 100 yards rushing. That was James Brooks of Cincinnati. Tim Worley coming awfully close. Last week, 22 carries, 95 yards. Oh, look at that. They're doing a great job of running the football, Pittsburgh.
Second down and 7. 8:25 to go third quarter. Steelers are down by 1 with Lips in motion. It's a rollout fake. Brister. And Malarkey's got it. The tight end down to the Houston 40. There's a loose ball on the ground, and the official says no. No fumble or no catch.
Oh, no, wait a minute. The field judge is saying no catch. But this is reviewable once again. He's going to roll left. Now, Malarkey, you see Malarkey sneaking down there. Second foot has to be down. 1, 2. That's a catch. Boy, I'll tell you what. From that angle, it certainly looks like a catch. Again, 1, second foot down. No, he never caught it. He never had hold of it. Good call by the official. Field judge was right there to see the whole thing.
third.
Timeout Steelers. That's their second one that they have used, and we have 8:14 left here in the third quarter. So they only have one left. Brister to the
second foot. There's the first one, the left foot. Second foot down. Does he have control? Certainly appears so. And then the swipe by the defensive back seems to knock it loose.
Steve Brown knocks it loose.
But the play is going to stand. Apparently it was not reviewable. You see Chuck Noll and Tom Moore really giving the business to Ben Dreith.
That was during the timeout. Right now, Brister's looking at 3rd down and 7 from his own 42-yard line. The snow has let up again. Rodney Carter in motion. Bubby's in trouble, gets away from Fuller, but can he get away again? He loops that ball up for grabs and out of bounds. Lewis Lips was the intended receiver, although he was really throwing it away. And it will be 4th down now, and Pittsburgh will have to punt it away with 8:07 to go here in the third.
Well, Houston survives the turnover. Their second of the day. The first one cost them 3 points. This one cost them no points. So Houston's luck seems to have turned a little bit here.
H.Newsome is back to punt. Kenny Johnson will take it back for Houston, standing back at his 20-yard line. It is 14-13. The Oilers lead by 1. They trail 10-0. Moon threw a touchdown pass to Duncan on 3rd and goal from the 18. Just before halftime, he threw a 27-yard touchdown pass to Drew Hill on a fabulous catch. 14-10 lead. Pittsburgh took the opening kickoff of the second half and settled for an Anderson field goal. Low snap. Newsome rides it out. That's where we are, a 1-point game. Johnson fumbles and has to scramble to get it back at the 15-yard line with Carnell Lake right on him. 39-yard punt and almost a nightmare on the fumble, but Houston has the ball, and that's important. In Pittsburgh in the AFC Central Division, that's how we started the day. Cleveland with a half-game lead over Houston, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati at 6-6. Now, in Cleveland right now, Cincinnati has gone ahead of the Browns, playing in the same kind of weather as we are here. 14-0 Bengals in Cleveland. Remember, Kozar, the quarterback for the Browns, went into that game with an aching elbow and a real dormant offense. Here, Houston leads 14-13 by 1, but they have bad field position now at their own 15-yard line with Gibbons in motion. Back they go to Lorenzo White, and White carries out near the 19-yard line into the arms of Greg Lloyd, who recovered the fumble on the last Houston possession. Lorenzo White, the Michigan State Spartan, who they've been trying to get the ball to more and more for the Oilers, has done the bulk of the ball carrying today.
We saw Rozier in the first series. He fumbles, and they let it go as we look at the scoreboard. Was Kansas City for real? What's going on here?
Houston would say yes, they are, after the performance they had against them last week. The rest of our scores, the Giants back within 7. Detroit ahead of New Orleans. 2nd down and 6. Moon can get up near a first down. He's very close as Everett drives him out of bounds. He had Highsmith as a potential receiver and then as a blocker.
Actually, Pittsburgh has done an excellent job, Jim, of cutting that play to shreds. Moon has no place to throw the ball, so he has to end up running, and that's about the 3rd time today he's done that.
Steve Young has thrown a touchdown pass in that San Francisco game of 38 yards to John Taylor to put the 49ers back on top 13-10. Rod Russ, the defensive coordinator with Kansas City last year, so he helped build that great Chiefs defense. Now here in Pittsburgh, 3rd down conversions. The Oilers are 5 for 8 on 3rd and 1 from the 25. They're on. Leading by a point. Looks like Warren Moon got himself a cadence first down because he draws the Steelers off. Keith Willis on that left side, number 93, appears to get into the neutral zone. He'll find out the bad news right now. I'm sure he already knew.
It is offsides defense.
Encroachment defense. Made contact. 5-yard penalty.
This has happened several times today to the Pittsburgh defense. Both Gerald Williams, the nose tackle, and Keith Willis do come across and make contact, which is encroachment in the NFL. So it's a first down for the Houston Oilers.
And they're out of field position trouble anyway right now. They're out at the 30-yard line, close to the 31. The Oilers with 2 penalties. Normally, they're well above that. Pittsburgh now with 4, and that one gives the Oilers the ball and a first down and more clock time here in the third quarter, leading by 1 point. Gibbons in motion. With Bruce Matthews in front of him, Moon is rolling out. Rolling and getting nailed. Loose ball. It's picked up by Greg Lloyd.
No signal from Ben Dreit.
No signal yet. Warren Moon went down. It looked like he left the ball there. 95, Lloyd picked it up.
Look, they're talking. There's been no signal from any official in either direction.
Houston ball. He's ruling that Moon is down. No fumble, he said.
What takes you so long to make the decision?
Chuck Knoll pacing on the sideline. That's Tom Moore without the hat. He was thinking that he's going to get his offense on the field on a fumble recovery. Moon rolled out, had nobody to throw to, got hit, went down. Here it is.
Turf can't cause the fumble again. Pittsburgh does a great job. There's nobody to throw it to. The hit is by Lloyd. Yeah, he's down. There's no question about that. You just wish that the referee would make the call earlier. Make a decision. Whatever the decision is, it's reviewable. Make the decision.
The play stands. No fumble.
Again, this is a heck of a hit. He moves the ball to his left hand, and now watch Ben Dreit coming right in the picture. He makes no signal.
Now right
None
there,
whatsoever.
it looks like right there he's looking like the play is still going.
Absolutely. Fumble, Pittsburgh ball.
So instead of losing the ball, they lose 6 yards, and it's second down at 16. Moon back to pass, looking for Jeffries.
Oh!
Threw his arms at the 35-yard line, threw a lot of arms. Everett and Woodson were on the coverage, so it will be 3rd and 16.
Boy, Jim, I called Duncan's name. He's at the far side of the field, and he had Dwayne Woodruff beat like a drum. And here is Jeffries, who goes by Rod Woodson. This ball is thrown with the wind. Everett comes over to help. But Woodson doesn't touch it. Jeffries should make that catch.
Right through 4 arms right there. Haywood Jeffries cannot come up with the ball. That would have been a huge play for the Oilers, but instead now it's 3rd and 16, and this crowd will get right into the face of Warren Moon. And he'll have 4 wide receivers to choose from. Out of the red gun. Fires across the middle for Gibbons, and boy, did he see shadows of Thomas Everett coming right up in his face, or what?
Didn't even raise his hands.
It's 4th down, and it's time for Montgomery to come up with a very important punt on a snow-covered field here at Three Rivers Stadium. Here he is. 2 punts on the day. He's making sure of his footing right now. Snapping will be Bruce Matthews, who was pressed into playing center full-time last week when they had the injury to Jay Pennison. Pennison has played today. Let's see if the Steelers come after Montgomery.
Yeah, they go for the block here. Certainly looks like Steelers are trying.
He gets it away with a thud. Woodson tried to stay in bounds now, and he did. But Chris Dishman is right down there on the coverage for the Oilers, and Woodson can go nowhere. A 40-yard punt that looked better than it sounded, didn't it, Bob? There's a flag down on the play, too.
Delay of game against Pittsburgh. That's too many men on the field.
12 men on the receiving team. 12 men on the field on the receiving team.
You can only play this game with 11 unless you're north of the Canadian border. I think, you know, if I'm Houston, I give them the ball there. Decline the penalty.
Absolutely, because it was a good punt and excellent coverage. And the more you put the ball in the hands of Woodson, who knows what could happen. Jerry Glanville and his players out there talking with Ben Dreit.
12 men on the field on the receiving team. They declined the penalty.
So it will be first down, Steelers at their own 35-yard line. Chuck Knoll's team down by 1. They're 6-6. And Pittsburgh is trying to come up with the victory today And then, as we showed you earlier, they have 3 games remaining against teams which all have losing records. 6:15 left. They trail by 1, but they have the ball. Here's Brister setting his team down. Lips was in motion. He's back to pass. They've got a screen set up, and Richard Bird gets away. Firing. Complete to Merril Hoge. And Bubba McDowell takes him and tosses him out. There's a lot of extra hitting there.
Wait a minute. I don't think they can throw the flag there because it's so hard to see where the sideline is.
You know what, Bob? I saw the official reaching in back for the flag, and then
he did not.
Obviously listening to you, and then not.
Bad idea. But I have a feeling that's why. Timeout again. This is a screen set up all the way. You read it well, Jim. But it's covered. Hoge makes a great catch. Now the problem is, I'm not sure you can tell exactly where the sideline is. That's tough. That's very tough. But there's a flag down.
Number 74 of the offense was down the field.
Terry Long.
Number 74 was down the field. Illegal man downfield.
That's also a loss of down, I believe.
Terry Long, there he is, 74, the shortest offensive lineman in the NFL at 5'11". And on a call like that, you feel even shorter. Wish you were so short that nobody could see you.
No, it's not a loss of down, but it's a 10-yard penalty. So it comes up 1st and 20, and the fans are booing because they thought Merril Hoge was abused out of bounds over here.
And the spot comes back at the 25-yard line of Pittsburgh. We have 6:05 left here in the 3rd quarter. The AFC Central Division, we told you right at the top of this game, red hot. And in playing in 2 ice-cold cities today, we're watching what's going on in Cleveland. Cincinnati leading that game 14-0. And watching right here what's going on in Pittsburgh, and the Oilers leading by 1 with a lot of football left. Brister. Boy, look at a lot of time. And that's going to be picked off by Bubba McDowell. Then he dropped the ball, and it was picked up by Al Smith.
Now, one official is saying no catch. The umpire is saying no catch. Number 88 signaled no catch, but again reviewable. Ben Dreith has shooed away a lot of players today, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Now, when an interception takes place, you apply the same rules to the interceptor that you do the receiver. Brister on the scramble, throws back against the defense. 1, 2. That's an interception.
And then Al Smith
on the field, incomplete pass.
Wow, that's fine. He can make a decision now. Calipor, the review official, can look at it. 1 second foot down.
But it was coming out right there.
Again, back a little bit. Did he have it, or was it coming out when that second foot comes down? Because the same rules apply to the interceptor. First foot down.
After review, it's an incomplete pass.
Incomplete pass, I believe, is correct.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, your key phrase today is after review.
What would we do without slow motion? Just answer me that.
And thanks for everybody on the camera and down in videotape for watching that play and dissecting for us. At 2nd down and 20, the ball at the 25-yard line. Look out from behind. It's Johnny Meads for the 3rd time today. He's got Brister.
Bubby's not getting up either. That was Meads' 2nd sack again on John Jackson, the left tackle. Meads' 2nd sack, Houston's 3rd of the day.
No, he's got all of them.
He's got all 3.
He's got all
Excuse
of them.
me.
Yeah, he's got all of them.
Top of the screen. He comes. He's untouched. Nobody lays a hand on him.
You know, Bob, if we go back there maybe, watch Childress, and it appears as though someone came over to help out there. And I don't know if that left nobody then to block Meads.
Well, you can see Worley is setting up for the screen, 38.
All right.
And he does not pick up the blitz, and Meads gets his 3rd sack of the day.
It's 3rd and 30 back at the 15-yard line. Brister throws one, and it's almost intercepted by Steve Brown. In fact, Brown was the only player that could have caught that one, and now there's another late flag go down as Brister is watching from down on the turf. holding his right elbow. And limping on his left leg.
He's got hammered a couple of straight times here. We'll watch again. Hoge slips out in the flat, and the ball is thrown. Childress is the guy who gets there to Bubby Brister.
Number 33 on the offense, personal foul.
Merril Hoge.
Whoa. He was trying to get the ball to lips. They flag Hoge for going at Brown. And suddenly the penalties have turned against Pittsburgh and in Houston's favor. So H.Newsome's going to be punting from his own end zone.
Now he's stepping back into even more snow right there. That's where they didn't clear off during halftime. They try to get the whole field done. As it has gotten darker again here at Three River Stadium, both weather-wise and situation-wise for the hometown Steelers, as Newsome is punting deep in his own end zone now. And Houston should get great field position.
That's the point. Now with 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go, they'll have the win at their back. And field position for the remainder of this game, probably the most important key.
So he's got his hands warm, as you see, flips the pouch on the back, and he'll get ready to go to work. Let's see if the Oilers come after him now as he punts out of the end zone.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they are, and he handles a low snap, and he'll go down for a safety. Dishman touches him down along with B.McDowell and put 2 points up on the board for the Oilers and make it a 16-13 ball game.
Actually, not a bad play by H.Newsome. Taking the 2 points when the snap is offline and low by Dermontti Dawson. He just takes the 2 points. Now, obviously, they're going to have to give the ball up to Houston. See how far to the left he has to move. Slips out of his hands.
What a great shot.
It'll be a free kick from the 20. But you're giving up 2 points, and that's better than 7. Well, field position, weather conditions like this, 98% of the time determine the outcome of the game. With these penalties against Pittsburgh, put themselves in that spot.
Check the weather right now as another squall has blown right inside Three River Stadium. This is the type of the weather that you always waited to hear the no school announcements, right?
Yeah. Pittsburgh saw this last week in Miami with rain, and now they got the snow squalls here.
That's the first safety given up by the Steelers since last year, and it came against the Oilers. All right, the Houston sideline and the 40,000 brave souls who are still inside Three River Stadium with 5:15 left to go in the third quarter.
This is really tough because Newsome has to punt against the wind here. And, of course, on a free kick, you can't use a tee. And that's why all teams punt the ball.
He gets the whistle and moves in. Good punt, too. Kenny Johnson has to backtrack to his own 30, and he's on his way upfield. And he's up to the 50-yard line. Midfield stripe. We've got a fight off to our left of our shot right there as they are all wrapped up there. That was Larry Griffin in there for the Steelers along with Tyrone Stowe. And I believe Tracy Eaton is the Oiler that they're trying to pull out of the pack. Houston leading over the Steelers with 5:04 left to go in the third quarter, and the ball out by midfield. Houston has it. And Lorenzo White will carry it. Loose football. And the Steelers have it. It's Dwayne Woodruff. Three turnovers now, all fumbles. One by Rozier, one by Moon, and now by Lorenzo White, who's been the most sure-handed of the group today. But he coughs it up, and the Steelers get it back.
He's got a nice gain here, Jim. Kind of jumps over the pile, and then the ball just seems to slip right out of his arms. No one hit him. The ball just gets away. Dwayne Woodruff with the recovery.
Haywood Jeffries, that's Lorenzo White. Haywood Jeffries is down on the field right now. He was the guy who was trying to battle Woodruff for the football. There he is, and they attend to him.
He'll run to the left. He's got a nice pickup here. Does anybody hit him? If anybody hits him, it's his own man.
That's right.
It's like Bruce Matthews may have hit him. Certainly not enough to cough the ball up, but man, that rock is hard today.
Now go back to the safety given up by Newsome. It's a 3-point ball game. They had to punt the ball away, but they get the ball back. They get it in better field position, and they're still only a field goal down. So your point about Newsome being really smart about just taking the safety and not trying to punt that out of there is a good point now.
Sure, he could have tried to run the thing out of the end zone, and Houston gets the ball at the 1.
The Bengals now lead over the Browns 21-0, becoming a bit of a blowout up there in Cleveland. Cincinnati, off the disappointing performance last week in Buffalo, knew that they had to win today. And we translated, that's what it was at the start of the day. Lewis slips in motion, actually slipped and had to come back. Here's Worley with Terry Long out in front, but Long did not get the block on B.McDowell, and he puts him down.
Great play by McDowell. Safety out of the University of Miami. I think one of the true candidates for Defensive Rookie of the Year. They played a lot of zone at Miami. He's a great open field tackler. Now watch the way he fights through the protection here. You see Long 74 pull. Reenstra. Watch McDowell. Dives right underneath Long. Well, that is a picture-perfect tackle for a gain of about a yard. You can't do it any better than that.
2nd down and 9. They actually give him a yard on that play. Ball is at their own 34-yard line. The Steelers are down 3. And Brister to Worley. And he is immediately hit by Al Smith and brought down. Smith got him low, and then Steve Brown came in high, and Tunch Ilkin is going after Al Smith now.
It looked like Tim Worley, when Al Smith hit him, tried to retaliate a little bit, and Al Smith took exception to it. The little pass out in the flat. Smith's got him dead to rights. Oh, look, he's trying to kick there. He's trying to kick Steve Brown.
Yeah, he was trying to kick Brown, and Smith actually was the guy that ended up with the foot. And then Ilkin comes in, and then Smith goes after Ilkin.
This is a bad time for either team to turn dumb here.
3rd down convergence. Pittsburgh's only 3 for 9 on the day. They're looking at 3rd and 4. Rodney Carter checks in. Brister throws it away. As Johnny Meads was right on top of him again in the backfield, and that's why he had to unload. Down the field, Derek Hill had been knocked off the play, and the crowd wanted a flag on them.
Yeah, but that ball is not catchable by Derek Hill. Allen has the coverage. It's man-to-man on that side. Now watch how short this ball is thrown. That's what the fans are complaining about. But that ball was 15 yards short of the receiver.
So Harry Newsome, who got trapped in his own end zone the last time and took a safety, will punt it away to that man, Kenny Johnson. Newsome stands back at his 25-yard line. Dermontti Dawson again snaps it low. Newsome has the good hands, though. Hunts it away. Fair catch called for it. Kenny Johnson makes it at the 28-yard line.
We got a flag down.
And there's a flag down on the play. 33-yard punt, and the second low snap in a row now by Dermontti Dawson.
Legal man downfield by Pittsburgh.
Do you make him punt it again?
No, I don't think so. I think it's anytime you can make the catch. It's what they've done all day. Oh, he's gonna have him go back. Now they're kicking against the wind.
You know what? I'm not so sure that his special teams coach, who he was just talking to there, wants them to force the re-kick again.
Number 91 on the kicking team was downfield. 5-yard penalty.
Gerald Williams gets nailed for the penalty. But they are going to force Newsome to punt it again.
Well, now, if you're going to bring him back, Jim, my suggestion is then go after it.
There's Dawson, who's had 2 tough snaps in a row to Newsome. And now he'll get a chance to do it all over again. This one's right on the money. Fair catch called for again. And you know what? The Oilers actually lose 2 yards on that whole exchange. So Dawson corrects the snapping problem on a 39-yard punt by Harry Newsome. Jerry Glanville rolled the dice, hoping that maybe there would be another low snap. Per usual after kicks, we have a mild altercation. A reminder to our viewers now, stay tuned for the second half of today's football doubleheader. And stay warm, won't you? On most of these NBC stations. From their own 28-yard line, Warren Moon's going to put it up. Or is he? That's a loose football. And it looks looks like the Oilers have recovered the ball. They were 2 Steelers right on top, but a very on-the-spot Don Maggs is in there to recover it for the Oilers.
Warren Moon does not do a very good job of protecting this football. This is a half roll. Now watch the way he's got this ball out. One guy goes by him, and the second one just grabs a hold of his arm. Jerry Olsofsky, and Houston is very, very lucky to retain possession.
Boy, you saw the arms of Olsofsky after he made the hit. He was trying to grab that ball in, but he was inches away. Second down, 19. Houston's just lucky to get the ball back. Red gun, 4 wide receivers, and Moon right back again. In trouble, unloads. He's got Jeffries wide open, but it's hanging up there, and a flag will go down on Carnell Lake.
He had no choice.
The rookie Carnell Lake out of UCLA.
If he doesn't do that, Jeffries may catch the ball and go all the way. Lake never saw the ball. He had to play the man like they do in hockey.
Defense, pass interference, number 37. First down.
How did he get so wide open?
It looked like
Right
Thomas Everett, the weak safety, was the man in coverage. He may have slipped. Actually, Lake makes a smart play here. Take no chances. Make sure he can't catch it, break a tackle, and run the distance. Just break up the play.
All the way down to the 35-yard line. What a turn of events on that penalty. Lorenzo White, who fumbled on his last carry, breaks free this time, and Lorenzo White spinning. Boy, he has the right snowshoes on, doesn't he, to hold on to his footing right there, and he weaves all the way down close to the 10-yard line.
Well, you could see him protecting that ball, too, Jim. He really had it tucked in there against his ribs. They have been running to the right today a great deal. This time, they're running right at Aaron Jones. Steinkühler does a good job. Morosco does a great job getting Hinkle out of there. So that was a 46-yard penalty, followed by that big run.
And they're at the 15-yard line. First down, and once again, here come the Steelers across the line quickly. No flag on this play, though, as Lorenzo White, instead of running right, runs left and gets down near the 11-yard line. The Steelers were jumping, but apparently stayed out of the neutral zone for Houston. White gets the ball, and the pack just pushes forward there as we are coming up to a half-minute remaining here in the third quarter. Aaron Jones is in on the tackle for the Steelers with Gerald Williams. It will be third down and about 2.
Jim, I was just going to say, I don't think they'll run another play. I think they'll let the time expire in the third quarter, and then they'll have to go into the wind for the final quarter.
Chuck Noll looking on. The numbers tell you that if they give up a touchdown on this drive, they're in a lot of trouble. They would go 10 down. A field goal would be really what they would try and hold the Oilers to, as we are down to 1 quarter remaining here in Pittsburgh. The Oilers leading by 3, 16-13, and we'll be back. Pittsburgh Steelers, all rights reserved. Hello from Pittsburgh. Jim Donovan and Bob Trumpy. That's the weather situation. Here's the score by quarters. Steelers led actually 10-0. Then Houston came back with 2 late Warren Moon touchdown passes, one to Duncan, one to Drew Hill on a marvelous catch right before halftime. And the Oilers led 14-10. The 2 points for the Oilers came by way of a safety, H.Newsome getting trapped in the end zone, and a field goal for Pittsburgh. It's 16-13. Houston has fumbled 6 times today and lost 3. And they have the ball third down and 3 as we start the fourth quarter. The ball is on the Pittsburgh 8. Moon fumbles the snap. The ball is kicked deep back to the 16, where Lorenzo White has it.
Oh, he was very lucky. You know, White, as opposed to falling on that ball, appeared to go back there to try to pick it up. That's the 7th fumble of the day now for Houston. And they've lost 3. Zendejas on for the field goal. So Pittsburgh really, one, they didn't jump off sides or get in the neutral zone. Now watch White. He tries to pick this up. He should just fall on it.
Zendejas ready to go now out of the hold of Montgomery. The snap from the line of scrimmage is at the 19. The placement makes it a 37-yard field goal attempt for Zendejas. On its way, not even close. Wide 3-point game. And remember, the Steelers now have the win.
Snap is good. Spot is good. He hooks it.
So the reaction by Zendejas, no good, and we'll be back to Pittsburgh. He missed his only attempt last week, and after hitting 8 in a row, he's now missed 2 in a row.
On the Pittsburgh side of the ball, last week they got 5 turnovers that resulted in 17 points. Today they picked up 3 fumbles that's only produced 3 points, but they got 8 turnovers in 2 weeks.
Ball is at the 20-yard line. They are down by 3 with Lips in motion. The pitch out goes to Worley. He skates out of bounds over on the Houston sideline. Fuller runs him out. William Fuller chases him back.
This team is amazing. They start the season with all those fumbles against Cleveland.
And he did, too. He had a terrible day.
And last week in a driving rainstorm where I swear I saw someone building an ark down in Miami. And today in the snow, Pittsburgh has not turned the ball over.
Worley with 84 yards rushing on a tough day to rush. So it is second down at 7. They give him 3 on that first down carry. It's Hoge and Worley in the backfield. 14:04 left in regulation time. Worley out of the backfield in motion. Brister looking for Worley. Drops at the 40-yard line. He was wide open, and a flag goes down.
They're going to call that on Jeff Donaldson for a late hit. I don't think Donaldson ever saw it. I think he thought that Worley caught the ball.
He's been down this street before, and seeing that signal, personal foul against his team.
Worley comes out in motion late. Brister looks at him.
Personal foul on number 31 at the 15-yard penalty from the previous shot, and it's first down.
I take it back. I said that Jeff Donaldson didn't see him drop the ball. He most certainly did see him drop the ball and still went up there and hit him. Not a particularly smart play.
Jerry Glanville loves that player, J.D., Jeff Donaldson. And Donaldson is playing with a lot of aches and pains. He tried to dish one out right there and gets nailed for it. So a big, big penalty. Glanville looks out and sees that his defense on that penalty now has given Pittsburgh the ball at their own 38, and more importantly, 1st and 10 with 14 minutes left. Merril Hoge reverse to Lips, back to Brister. We're going to have some fun here, huh? Yes, Derek Hill out to the 44, loose football, and it's picked up by the Steelers. What a play.
Wait a minute.
That's like a rundown in baseball.
Absolutely.
If you're trying to score that one.
How many people touched that ball before it stopped? We've got a Houston Oiler down.
Eric Fairs.
And it looks like they're going to count the fumble. So it's going to pick up about 2 yards on that entire play. That's Eric Fairs down there with the medical staff around him.
And we'll check out the condition of Eric Fairs as he remains down on the turf here at Three River Stadium. 13:41 left, regulation time. And Houston leads by a field goal, 16-13, trying to go into first place today, trying to hang on in Pittsburgh. As hard as it has all day long now, with 13:39 left here in this game.
With all the snow on the ground, surprising they would try this play. They do end up with a couple of yards.
Just a couple, though. Second down at 6. The ball is at the 42, their own 42. That's the tight end Malarkey in motion. Worley gets the carry. Worley running hard. Worley a first down. B.McDowell on the tackle for the Oilers. And the ball is right at the midfield stripe.
With that wind at their back. Look, that's David Little, the inside linebacker, drawing plays in the snow. The only time you can draw on the AstroTurf.
He's talking to Dave Arnold there on the bench. Worley now with 92 yards rushing, 1st and 10. Steelers from the 49. They'll go Merril Hoge's way, and Hoge bangs inside the 45-yard line for the 44. And that's Richard Byrd on the tackle. Byrd had such a sore back last week in Kansas City, he had to sleep on the floor of his hotel room. Pittsburgh with 136 on the day. 92 goes to the rookie from Georgia.
Last week he hit 95 against Miami on 22 carries.
Second down and 6. Rodney Carter checks into the Pittsburgh offensive lineup. He's a receiving back. Worley checks out. That's Lips at the top of the screen. Pagel in for Kozar in Cleveland. Remember, Bernie had a bad elbow
Carter's
at the start of the
open.
day. Carter makes the catch, gets back up, twirls, and should have a first down. Patrick Allen is over on the coverage, but as Bob said, 24 was wide open.
Nobody covered him. He came in motion. Now the Houston defense is in big trouble here because you can see they can't really get a pass rush. They got to be very loose in their coverage. Carter's closest guy to him is 5 yards away when he makes that catch. And that picks up the first down, but it looks like they're going to measure it. We were a little quick with the first down call.
Brister over to the sideline with Tom Moore, the offensive coordinator. The chains come in. Really now very, very hard to make spots and things like that because the yard line markers are wiped out by the snow.
There's a little marker on the chain if you're wondering how they do this, and they put it in the middle of the next line. Not there, but at the other end of the chain. They wipe the snow away, put it in the middle of the line. There's a little marker on there, and then they can determine whether or not it's a first down.
And it is. Now remember, the big play right here has to be that Donaldson personal foul, Bob. Go back to that play. And Jerry Glanville looking down at the notes right now, trying to find a way to come up with some traction. That's very important in trying to find a way to stop the Steelers.
Yeah, this is also a bump and run defense. Their cornerbacks like to get up and pressure the wide receivers. But with this footing and this snow, it's very difficult to do that. And if you do bump and run them, you're taking a heck of a chance. In fact, Brown and Allen are a good 8 yards off.
So from the 39-yard line, they're going to reverse it again. Yes, Lips.
Now they've run that reverse. They got 23 yards on 2 carries in the first half. He gets 12 on that one. That's 3 carries for 35 yards on the same play. You can see the defense going back and forth, missing a lot of footing. Al Smith finally there to assist on the tackle, but another first down, Pittsburgh.
When we talked to Bubby Brister yesterday, he told us that they had worked an awful lot on the reverse. Here's Lips in motion, 1st and 10. The ball is at the Houston 28. Worley fumbles. Houston saying they have it. And the official says, no, Pittsburgh ball. Richard Byrd is right in there. I think you'll find 71 in white. He was trying to come up with the ball. Yeah, there he is. And Worley ends up hanging on, but he did lose contact with the football and got it back.
Much to the play, but you can see Fuller, 95, I believe, is the guy who makes the contact, gets the ball loose, and then that arm comes out there and wham, right back in his chest. So Pittsburgh hangs on.
2nd down and 9. Snow really coming down and the wind blowing. The Steelers have that wind behind their back as Lips comes in motion again. Another reverse. Is he going to throw it? No, he'll keep it. But he had it up like he was going to throw it, and then finally Steve Brown takes him down.
Merril Hoge was the guy who was the intended receiver. No question it was a reverse pass. They've run it 3 times for good yardage, and this time they're going to try the pass, but it was well covered by Houston. Hoge is the back. You see him release on the outside there, but he's well covered, so Lips has got to run it. Brings up 3rd down and 4.
Bob, I go back to earlier in the season. Houston lost to Cleveland, and the Browns used 3 or 4 gadget plays like this to beat them. And it was because Houston is so intent on fighting up and covering so up tight to the line of scrimmage, with Rodney Carter checking in now in the backfield in motion, that they over-pursued a lot. Here's Brister. Merril Hoge has it, and a first down, and he slides out of bounds close to the 10-yard line.
This drive started at the Pittsburgh 20. have done an excellent job of hanging onto the football. Hoge again. He's got blitz control. No blitz. He releases out in the flat. Eric Bears, 51 is the closest man. Hoge makes a good catch. First down pickup, and if it's inside the 10, I'll take your word for it.
Actually, they're saying the 15. The 15-yard line, so that means, of course, they can get another first down. First and 10 from the 15 with 9:13 left. That's Malarkey in motion. And this is Worley. Away from one tackle, but dragged down. William Fuller brings him down by the ankles.
Means missed him. Just lost his footing just before he's to accelerate to the tackle.
99 yards rushing for Worley, the rookie. Malarkey in motion. Second down and 5. Worley again for a couple. Richard Byrd on the tackle. And he's over 100 now for the day.
And that's just the second time a running back has gone over 100 yards rushing against this Houston defense. James Brooks of Cincinnati was the other. But the turnovers have killed Houston. They've had 7 fumbles, lost 3. Pittsburgh has fumbled it once and recovered it. They have not lost the ball.
We're going to get a measurement now to see if Worley picked up the first down. 104 on the day. He had 95 last week in Miami, but he goes over 100 today.
I was shocked. He told me yesterday, as we look at the measurement, that's short. He told me yesterday at Georgia, the most times he ever carried the ball was 24 times. Herschel Walker carried it 35 or 40 times when he was down there.
So it will be third down and inches. Chuck Noll, 3 points down with 8:09 left. Wolfley has checked into the lineup now as an eligible receiver, but on that offensive line for extra blocking. Greg Wolfley is in. Third down, less than 1, just inches. The ball at the 6. Let's see what they do. Hoge and Worley in the backfield. They've got a first and goal, Pittsburgh. It's Worley. Like a counter play, wasn't it?
Very much a counter play. They flanked 2 guys out to the right, kind of spread the defense. Offsides defense. They'll get half the distance to the goal. It'll make it first down.
And they would have had the first down anyway after the run.
Now, last week against Miami, Jim, they had Wolfley lined up as a flanker, and he trapped the nose tackle on a couple of plays. This week,
lined up in the neutral zone. They declined the penalty because the game was giving them farther point at the first down.
See if we can see somebody in the neutral zone. Yeah, it looks like this side, the near side of the defensive line, is lined up in the neutral zone. Well, it's first and goal at what, the 2.5?
In the meantime, while all of this is going on, down off to our right at the opposite end of the field, there's a plow out on the field, and they're clearing off the yard markers. There it is. But it's first and goal from the 2 in the snow. Hoge did not get in. So this takes us back to the famous game, New England playing Miami. Remember when Ron Myers was the head coach of the Patriots?
Yeah, it is strange that this near line is the line where the kickoff would take place.
Carter in motion. Hoge the carry. Bang. Scraps. Didn't get in. That's the rookie out of the University of Houston, Glenn Montgomery, who is in there right now to nose tackle spot. He comes in and makes the stop. His nickname, Too Short, because everybody said he was too short to play in the NFL.
He's like a tree stump. A lot of what he has is below his waist, and it's hard to get him out of there.
Third down conversions, and a big one coming up right now. Pittsburgh is 5 for 12.
Well, you got to think that if Bubby Brister's healthy, here's Wolfley on the wham. Watch him coming in motion. See him lined up as the flanker.
Third down and goal, and they set him in motion. Brister keeps it. No one to throw to. Near side, fires. Incomplete. complete, intended for Terry O'Shea, the tight end.
Tim Worley was wide open in the end zone. Bubby didn't see him, but the near side of the end zone, he was standing there. And, Jim, there was no one within 10 yards of it.
Now, in which rollout? On the first one?
No. When he came back to the left, Tim Worley was way out there in the corner of the end zone, wide open. Not Craig Wolfley, Tim Worley. And Bubby couldn't get him the ball.
Gary Anderson comes in for the field goal attempt. For the second time now today, Houston comes up with a big defensive stand inside their 5-yard line. This is for the tie game. Again, 18-yard attempt. That's what he hit earlier in the ball game. And we are tied with 5:43 left in regulation time. 16-16 in the red-hot AFC Central Division. This one's going right down to the wire here in Pittsburgh.
By Bubby Brister. When we pick it up here, he's already rolled to the right. Now he comes back to the left. Everybody's waving their hands. Hodge 33, O'Shea 85. Look at Worley over in the left corner. Wait. Oh, man, I'm wide open. The ball. I can't be any more open. Can't you find me? I'm a big guy. Come on. But it ends up in a field goal.
It took 17 plays, 79 yards, 8:27 off the clock. And it ends up in an 18-yard field goal by Anderson. His third field goal of the game, his second from that distance. And we're tied 16-16 with 5:43 left.
Jerry Glanville, he's standing there. The brush, the Zamboni has cleaned off the spot where the kicker kicks. And now Glanville is saying, wait a minute, that's not fair. You can't give an advantage to the kickoff team. That's not right. There's Ben Wright saying. Now they're cleaning off the line for Houston. That's no advantage for Houston. It can be an advantage for Pittsburgh. They have the wind, and Anderson should have pretty good footing.
He's saying, I don't know what he's saying, but he's not happy about the plow coming out. And Ben Wright kind of getting a chuckle right now. There it is, and it's out clearing along the end lines and the sidelines, but as quickly as he does it, the snow just comes right back and covers it up. But I think they're doing it for the spots, you know, where they're going to spot the ball on the end lines. At about 1 o'clock this afternoon Eastern time, it looked like a typical early winter day, and that's where we are right now with 5:43 left in regulation time. The plow has been out 3 times, once at halftime, a little bit earlier, and now right here with this 5:43 remaining. Anderson has the ball blow off the tee. 16-16. Houston started the day a half game out of first place in the AFC Central Division. Pittsburgh was a game and a half out, along with Cincinnati. Cleveland led the pack. But the reports, as we have shown you from Cleveland, Bengals romping over the Browns 21-0 in Cleveland. And here it's tied 16-16.
Now Houston's got real problems. There you see the Cincinnati-Cleveland score. Houston is very much against the wind. So a field goal, and Zendejas has already missed from 38 yards. So they're going to have to get an awful lot of yards, and they've already fumbled 7 times today and lost 3 as you look at the records of the teams in the AFC Central.
At the start of the day. Second half of the doubleheader coming up on most of these NBC stations. Denver 10-2. They're already wrapped up their division. They're into the playoffs against the LA Raiders out in LA, out at the Coliseum, as the Raiders still have wild card hopes alive. Anderson kicks it away. Kenny Johnson took it in the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Now, in the spirit of good plowing, Bob, here's how they are ruling. They're ruling that they are plowing both 35s and the 50. Okay? That's what they've done here today. The replay official, Cal Lepore, made that ruling, and there it is. See the 50 and the 2 35s.
So what? What does that do?
16-16. 5:37 left, as you see in the corner of your screen, and here we go. 1st and 10 from the Houston 20. Lorenzo White started right, then cut it back up the middle. Let's go around the league right now.
One of the problems Houston has is they just sat for 8 minutes and 27 seconds, so they come out on this very important drive.
Houston from their own 24. They go back to Lorenzo White. And he is dragged down by Brian Hinkle. David Little is there too, along with Osowski, as the linebackers all team up.
Tim Johnson also there. There's the late scores. Now Houston in a situation where at 3rd and 3, they generally go with their red gun offense, which is what they're going with. They've got 4 wide receivers in the game. I think Alonzo Highsmith is the lone running back in a crucial 3rd down situation.
They are 50-50 on 3rd down conversions, 5 for 10. 3rd down 4. He's got Haywood Jeffries for a first down. He's about 2 yards beyond the stick, and he has the first down with 4 minutes to go in regulation.
Now, Jim, I got to tell you, I don't know why Houston's going out of this formation. You see the 4 wide receivers leave, the regular set come in, but the defensive coverage, because of the lack of real footing out here, look how loose it is. So they got, there's a good 5 set. That's Delton Hall. That's a good 8 yards away from the receiver as the ball's thrown. They could do that for the rest of this drive.
1st and 10 at the 32. Back to Lorenzo White. And he's up to the 35. They might give him the 36-yard line. David Little once again, along with Brian Hinkle. You notice the linebackers are now getting more and more involved for the Steelers. Lorenzo White now having a great day with 87 yards rushing, but a big fumble that last time that started that Pittsburgh drive.
And now 2nd down and 8, and it looks like Houston is coming with the 4 wide receivers. There's Joe Green, the defensive line coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's see. Yeah, they do have 4 wides. I think this works for them. I really do.
2:48 and a full complement of timeouts on 2nd down. Moon going to air it out.
Oh.
Going long. Jeffries is there.
Oh!
He's got it, but is he in bounds? Yes, they're saying.
Whoa! Delton Hall on the coverage. He fakes the hitch. Warren Moon against the wind. Puts that baby up. Watch this catch. Drew Hill had a great one at the end of the first half. Jeffries catches it. 37 yards. Oh, I don't know how you're ever going to overrule that one. If that's close, where's the sideline? Can you see where the sideline is?
All right, there's one.
And his elbow is down. I don't know if he's in or out. I haven't the slightest idea. It looks like there's the line. I can see the line. 1. Okay, there's 2 ways to look at this. He's either out of bounds, or the field judge says he was forced out of bounds by Rod Woodson. If so, they can still rule it a catch. But I repeat, because the line is so obscured by the snow, I'm not sure the replay guy can overrule that one. Is there contact by Woodson? Would he have come down in bounds without the touch? Well, no matter which way they rule this, they'll discuss this one for a long time. It is ruled a catch, and unfortunately the game is now in the hands of the first call. There's Calapour standing up with the glasses. Now he sits down to look at the replay again.
A replay official's nightmare here.
Yes.
In Pittsburgh. Chuck Noll anxiously waiting this decision, as is that man, Jerry Glanville. It's Haywood Jeffries and Rod Woodson. Jeffries clearly has the ball and possession and at least 1 foot.
You can see where the line is there. I don't know if there's enough evidence to overrule that. I mean, whatever the official calls first is probably what it's going to end up. Calapour has had some tough calls today. You know that? The replay official has been put to work today. The man standing there in the picture is Eddie White. He's the NFL communicator. Calapour is pouring over that tape, trying to find something that he didn't see the last time.
Well, there's the guy that caught it, Haywood Jeffries, and Jerry Glanville on the sideline. The Oilers waiting for the call. Now, it's interesting. The Pittsburgh defense is pointing back. It's no catch. And the Oiler off. There you see it. See him right there. 78 right there. That's Tim Johnson saying, take it back. And on the other side, the Houston Oilers offense is waving. No, it's a good catch.
Sure. If you're in Pittsburgh, that's no catch. Anybody watching television. If you're in the state of Texas, sure, it's a catch. Come on. What's the holdup?
So the coaches wait.
After further review, the play stands.
It's a good catch.
I don't know if this makes any difference, but if the official on the spot rules he's out of bounds, that stands too. When the catch is made, and whatever the official says in that situation, I don't think the replay official had any chance to overturn that.
2:39 left. The ball is at the Pittsburgh 27-yard line. It is 16-16. White nowhere to go, so he hangs onto the football. That's the smartest thing you can do in that situation. And Keith Willis drags him down along with Brian Hinkle. In the fourth quarter, still battling it out in Cleveland, but the Bengals are on their way to win. And those final scores, Kansas City's now 6-6-1, and at Green Bay next week. Detroit, their second consecutive win. They beat New Orleans 21-14. The Rams come back and beat Dallas, and San Francisco's a winner again. And the Raiders have a field goal on Denver as we come down to the 2-minute warning in regulation time as the late games are underway. 2 minutes to go, regulation time. Hang in there in snowy Pittsburgh. We're tied. Minutes to go. And in a locked at a 16-16 tie right now, Trump, between the Oilers and Steelers.
And you can see that the footing is no good. Keith Willis actually has a kind of a doormat out there that he's scraping the snow off. It's a thing to, there he is. It's a thing to clean off his spikes, and he hands it, there it is, he hands it to the equipment man, or the ball guy, as he runs off the field. Now, Houston has got their 4 wide receivers in the ball game, Jim, and they have had great luck just with running the hitch. I think it works in this situation to I don't think Pittsburgh wants to get up there and bump and run. They've got all their timeouts left. I'm not sure Jerry Glanville trusts Lewis and Zendejas, no matter what the distance is. Tony. There's Rod Russ, the defensive coordinator of Pittsburgh, and he's in a bind. That big catch, or non-catch, ruled catch by Haywood Jeffries, really put Pittsburgh down a tough spot.
Second down 9. It's at the 26 of Pittsburgh. 2 minutes left.
I was wrong. They don't have 4 wide receivers in the game. I'm shocked.
High formation. The blocking back slipped. That was Highsmith, but White got the corner anyway. And gets up near a first down. In fact, the spot might come right at the stick, and he could have another Houston first down. Underneath 2 minutes now, 1:54 left.
They go with 2 tight ends. Watch Highsmith slip. There's basically not much of a block out there, although Highsmith does get on Carnell Lake. Looks like it is a first down.
First down, Houston. Lorenzo White did not start the game. Mike Rozier started at that running back spot. Fumbled on their first possession, and it's been White ever since. And Lorenzo White has 100 for the day. Curtis Duncan down the line in motion, 1st and 10. White again. If he could go, he could go. He's to the 5. Dives down by the 1-yard line. He is not in. With 1:40, and it's running.
Oh, this is an absolute shock. Houston starts this drive at about their own 20-yard line. The big play, the catch by Haywood Jeffries. Jerry Glanville's got to be overjoyed at this drive.
Bob, let me ask you this. Do you milk some time here, or do you go right in and get it?
Oh, no, I'd go right in and get it.
White now with 114 yards. 2 minutes left in Cleveland. The Bengals lead 21-0. They are home free there.
They got to hang on to the football here, Jim.
Moon to White. No signal, no touchdown. David Little is asking the bench, do you want the timeout right now? 54 seconds, 53 seconds running down. They only have 1 left.
I'm serious. I don't know if I'd take a chance with Tony Zendejas, even from extra point range. You said he's missed his last 2 kicks in a row. 1 already today.
Jerry Glanville looking up at the clock. 35 seconds. It's running down. He has all of his timeouts left. They are at the 1-yard line. Warren Moon sets up with Highsmith and White behind him. To Lorenzo White, up and over and in. Touchdown, Houston. Celebration on the Oilers sideline with 21 seconds left in regulation time. What a game for Lorenzo White.
What a struggle for both teams. Bad footing, big plays. White, 23 carries, 115 yards.
And Zendejas will now come in and try and tack on the extra point with 21 seconds left. Crowd heading out here at Three River Stadium. Montgomery to hold. An 80-yard drive for the Oilers. The kick is good, and it's 23-16. You can hear a pin drop in 98% of the stadium except on that sideline. And with the touchdown ball, Lorenzo White. It's time for the Most Valuable Player Award, sponsored by Budweiser. Today's MVP, getting the hugs right there from Richard Johnson, is Lorenzo White of the Houston Oilers. Budweiser will make a contribution to the United Way on behalf of all the MVPs selected in today's games.
Not bad for a guy who was not scheduled to play much. Didn't start. Rozier has a fumble. Lorenzo White goes in the ball game.
All right, if Cincinnati wins and Houston wins, and they are both very close now, Houston would go into first place. Cleveland would go a half game behind them. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh now would drop to 6 and 7. Cincinnati would go to 7 and 6 and be 1 game out. And remember, they play Houston and Cincinnati, right? In Cincinnati in 2 weeks. The Oilers have Tampa Bay next week. Then they go to Riverfront. And then they have Cleveland at the House of Pain.
A lot yet to be decided in this division, huh?
Oh, this should be a great, great finish here. I want to thank our spotters up here in the booth today, Tim Fogarty and Mike McGinley. The reaction of Jerry Glanville on the touchdown by Lorenzo White.
What a drive. 80 yards. Of course, last year they had to play in 2 successive weeks in Cleveland in snow and bad weather. This team has historically not been a very good team on the road.
It's a final score now in Cleveland. The Cincinnati Bengals have gone in there and won today. In fact, they've pitched a shutout, 21-0. If the Oilers hang on for the final 21 seconds, they'll be in first place. But let's see if Rod Woodson has one bit of magic left as he rolls into the Oiler bench. Boy, I bet there were a lot of sighs of relief when he ran out of bounds, because Woodson with the ball, at least if you're an Oiler fan, is so dangerous. That's what it will look like if our final scores hold up. And of course, that is what Cleveland and Cincinnati are at right now, because that's a final 21-0. The Bengals win that game.
Jim, remember the 2 timeouts that Pittsburgh took early in the second half? They have 1 left with 15 seconds. And it looks like about, 65 yards to go for a score?
They're at the 39-yard line. George Jordan and John Rooney were on our stats today, and we thank them. Here's Bubby Brister now looking for the big play. Up in the air we go. Incomplete down at the 10-yard line with 8 seconds left. 23-16. Houston goes 80 yards late here on a snow-covered field at Three River Stadium and scores on Lorenzo White.
And here was the big play. The catch by, or the run by Lorenzo White for the score. He dives over, and that was the 6 points.
Sounds like a cherry bomb just went off in the stands. 8 seconds left. Bubby Brister lines him up. 3 on the top of your screen. Brister back. Airs it out. Loose ball, fighting for it, and the Oilers have it. There you have it. Oilers come up with the win. That's it here from Pittsburgh. For Bob Trumpy, this is Jim Donovan saying goodbye from Pittsburgh.